We are now joined by Hofstra associate head coach Hava Davis following his team's 4-set win over UNC Wilmington here on Saturday. Coach Davis, just your opening thoughts on today's match.
Yeah, we're happy with a win. I don't think anybody would be lying if they said they are unhappy with how we got the win. We did not perform up to our expectations. Having said that, UNCW is a very good team. They played very well against us, but we certainly made a few too many unforced errors, would be my thought.
Before we open up the questions, if you could comment on Zaire and Anna offensively, both with 14 kills. What were your thoughts? What was working so well for each of them today, especially Zaire late?
I think Zaire has been underutilized maybe as an offensive part of our team. She is definitely explosive. She has a lot of upside to her, and maybe she hasn't been receiving enough sets in the past. And today we went to her quite a bit. Anna just continues to produce. Obviously we would hope for a little bit better on the passing side of it. She's a very, very good passer and defender. And we feel like today she didn't do her best, but offensively, at least she controlled the match for us.
Kayla and Anthony, if you have questions, just use the raise your hand feature. So I see you raise your hand. Blocking kind of picked up a little late, a little slow early. Was there anything you guys did to kind of make changes there late in the match?
No, I think part of it was lack of discipline a little bit on our blockers. We gave them some blocking responsibilities, some tasks to manage, and I think we were out of position a few times that affected our block, and they were a little bit better with a few reminders throughout the match. And UNCW certainly used a few different people in some places that they haven't maybe used them before, and so it kind of played into our hands a little bit as well.
Kayla or Anthony, whoever's asking questions, go ahead.
Hi, Coach. Congrats on the win. So you mentioned today, a win is a win, but there were some unenforced errors on both sides of the court, honestly.
Sure.
But you guys, what do you think were some of those errors, and how are you going to look to fix those when you play this team again tomorrow?
Yeah, I think I touched on the blocking, got a little bit out of position, and that makes it very difficult for the defense to play behind them. And so one thing kind of affects another in that manner. I think we were not serving the zones that we were hoping to serve with our game plan. And I think our attacking maybe was a little bit one-dimensional. We didn't set to multiple people until late in the game, and we were kind of hitting the same spots on the court frequently. So those are things that we should hopefully be able to clean up for tomorrow.
You guys can go ahead again.
Coach Damla Tokman had a big game for you today with 9 kills, 3 blocks. What were your thoughts on her performance?
I think she did a great job considering she's been out for about 3 weeks now, a little over 3 weeks. And it was nice to get her back because we know what she can contribute. She is a good blocker. She's a good attacker. She really makes our offense more diverse and our block a lot more formidable. So it was really nice to get her back on the court. We don't know, because she's been out for so long, if we're going to be able to use her tomorrow, but we're hopeful that she'll feel up for it.
You guys can keep going if you have another question.
Sorry about that. Another player I'd like to ask about is Bianca Bucciarelli, because she, last season played a lot in the front row, and you guys had her in the back today. She was hitting a lot from the back row, where you would maybe just use some defensive players rather than picking an offensive player. So can you speak a little bit about why you guys decided to do that, and then on her performance today?
Sure. So Bianca has been working very hard, and she's in a really tough position where she's behind Zaire as far as an attacker and a blocker. But she does some really good stuff, and she's been improving her passing and her defense, and she always has possessed a really aggressive serve. And so when we looked at what could we do to be a few points better here and there, part of it was when we use a defender in the back row for Zaire as opposed to someone like, Yami or Bianca, we lose that offense from an attacking standpoint out of the back row. And so we thought, okay, if we're going to have her going in the back row for Zaire, we can still use her out of the back row because she's a good attacker. She's got that good serve. She's been improving with her passing. And so that was kind of our thought process there. I think she did a great job. I think she served very aggressively. I think she passed really well. We would probably like to have a few more digs from her, and I think she would probably say the same thing. She'd like to have a few of the opportunities that she missed back, but I think she'll be good with what we're asking her to do and improve that defensive effort tomorrow.
Any other questions, guys? No. Hava, thank you, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right. Thank you, Stephen.